Well, good morning, guys. It rained most of early this morning, so I thought we'd take the opportunity to go ahead and just start working on the shipping containers again. We have this section here ready to be removed, so we're just going to cut it, I think, into thirds. I think Tanya and I can handle it if it's cut into thirds, so we're going to start doing that. We set up another shelf over here for our onion harvest.
It's pretty sad. I mean, they're so small. Like, these are supposed to be nice rounds. But that's okay. Like Levi just told me, this is more than we had last year.
That's right.
Because we didn't grow any. And I also harvested our purple potatoes. There's not a whole lot of those in here either. But, hey, I will take it. I did notice that there's scab on these potatoes, which kind of surprised me since these are seed potatoes, but
we'll just have to peel them.
They'll still taste good. So I'm just gonna get these up to dry and help Levi when I can.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and start cutting into here. You're gonna see I have a little cut on my face. Yesterday I was ripping some boards, making shims with the table saw, and one of them kicked back and hit me right in the face. So that's why you always wear safety glasses. Every time I use that saw, I'm super conscious about where my hands are at all times. I know so many people that have hurt themselves on a table saw, but the kickback is just one of those things you just can't predict that. And I had my stick, my push stick, so I can keep my hands away from the blade. So when you use that type of thing, you're a little bit more likely that you're gonna have a kickback because you're not actually holding on to the piece of wood that you're cutting. And because I was cutting such a small piece of wood, I just wanted to keep my hands away, and one of them kicked back. But all my fingers are still here, so that's the most important thing. So I'm gonna put a mask on, some safety glasses, and then I'm gonna start cutting them into thirds. I think we can handle that. So let me grab some stuff, and hopefully it's not too loud for Tanya over there, because this is gonna be loud.
That's pretty cool. Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was connected right here under this thing. It must have got a little weld up on the thing, but.
Oh, this is already making the barn feel so much bigger. I'm so excited.
I mean, just to be able to walk right in here.
Good when we have that welding blanket in there.
Yeah, right.
You want my chairs to catch on fire?
All right.
All right.
So let's drag that out. We're just gonna set a pile back there behind the barn, and we'll take all this to the scrap once we get it all cut open. We're gonna just keep doing it. That was completely manageable for Tiny and I to pick up,
Yeah.
so we'll just do the same thing. It about took a whole blade to cut through that, so I have 2 more blades, so we might have enough to get these 2 done, and maybe get that other post in. Then we're gonna have to run to the store.
Yeah, we
Grab some more
actually
blades.
have not gone to the store,
Quite a
hardware
while.
store, grocery store in a
Yeah,
long time.
quite a
So
while.
it's kind of like needed.
Yeah, so, all right.
All right, let's do it. All right, second little section is out.
Yeah.
And I think we realized that the Sawzall works a lot better.
Much better. Well, I only have 2 more of those cutoff wheels, so they work really well where the welds are super thick. That saws out faster for sure.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. This is so cool.
So now all we gotta do is just go whoosh, whoosh,
I know.
real quick.
And then we can start rearranging.
Yeah. All right. We gotta keep going.
Yeah. Yay! But this one's heavier for sure. Well, that's pretty cool, guys. Look at that.
Man. Does that open this place up or what?
Yeah. Oh, it just feels so much bigger. And we still have like
10 more feet.
10 more feet to cut out. You can see where Levi has his line marked here. So it's gonna be huge in here. And then of course we'll cut this one open as well.
Yep, half of that one.
Half of that one, and it's gonna be amazing. This will be really helpful for when we pull the RV in here, because
definitely.
We're gonna have like where we sit is gonna be up against that shipping container, and yeah, I know the lighting is really bad. But yeah, like where we sit, our window will be facing that shipping container. So we're hoping that we can just like use our chairs that Levi hates that are in here, and like bundle up and just enjoy being in this big space.
Yeah, so right here, we're gonna take this, and
The lighting.
this is gonna be a wall right here with a door.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna be, all of our solar stuff is gonna be in there. So we're gonna insulate this really well, make sure that the batteries stay nice and warm when we start using them. This will have a door, and I think we're gonna go get some flooring and put some flooring in here to cover up all this so it looks really nice.
Yeah, like it's a barn, but more like, you know, a shop.
Yeah, like not super expensive stuff,
You know.
but just some, you know, just something to look at, make it look nice.
Yeah, so we've been looking at like the cheapest flooring we can find, you know, that we can put down in here and cover up whatever this is.
Yeah.
And hopefully get this. It almost smells like oil.
Yeah, I don't know what was in here before. That's the hard part about getting like a shipping container that's been used.
Yeah.
You know, it's been used, and you know, it has all these like little things hanging off of there.
Basically, they're
they
like
could,
the silica packs that you
Yeah,
find in
keep
like
from
shoe
moisture.
boxes or whatever.
but they could be absorbing some smells. You know.
Yeah,
We
it
still
just
got a
kind of
lot
smells
prep.
like oil. Like
Yeah,
they
once we
had
cover the floor,
vehicles in here or
And we
something.
paint all this. I think it's gonna look.
Yeah,
really
it's
cool.
gonna look so cool. So I always keep my eye open for like mist tint paints
Yeah,
and
clearance
get
flooring.
like the most, you know, killer deal on paint. We painted our old house with mist tint paints.
Oh yeah,
So
you can get really good deals. If
yeah,
it's a
you
color
get really
like.
good stuff. So we'll just keep our eye out for lighter colors. I don't want to make the barn any darker than it already is. And I don't know, we're just really excited. I think we should keep cutting.
I think we should too. I think we should put the post in and then cut the rest of
Yeah.
this off. That'll really
Yeah.
make this place.
Yeah.
bright. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, so here's our last post that we're gonna put in, like we talked about. And what we're doing is we're putting 2x4s in on either side of that post, and we're securing these panels to the 2x4s so that number one, it holds up the container a little bit, but it also straightens these container sides out. They're really bowed, and we'll show you. I have every 20 inches, I have a screw, and then Tiny's gonna go in there and we'll show how bad they're bowed out, because that 2x4 that's in there is perfectly straight. So you'll see how bad it is. That was well over an inch that we straightened the side of this container out. Thank you.
It's exciting.
It is.
It smells so good when we paint it and the flooring down. You get me all dirty?
I think it's cool. We already put stuff up there.
I think we should hang something from here.
Yeah.
Will you bring our hanging baskets in?
I was about to say the same thing. It's probably be warmer in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
Okay, leave it.
I forgot onion. I felt rushed.
It's all right there. Careful. Nope.
It's fine. Tastes good without it. No, sir.
Where's your ball?
Where's your ball? Go find it. Go get it.
Go get your ball.
I thought it was supposed to be warmer today.
Yeah, me too.
It says it's only going to be 64. I think that's what my watch says.
Sucks getting old, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Mine says 63.
It doesn't really suck getting old.
Good boy. Is that your ball? Yes, for me.
I'm gonna get you. Entertainment of the day.
Good boy.
It does need onion.
Onion makes it more.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah.
We literally have been eating this salad like almost every day of the week.
Well, we make one fresh every day.
It's cucumber, a bunch of different tomatoes, bulgur, usually red onion, feta cheese, lemon juice, olive oil, salt, pepper, and dill, or whatever herbs we have. I've done basil, parsley, oregano, whatever we pull out of the garden.
Mr. Man.
You want a treat? Okay, sit, stay. I know it's over here. Oh, here. Oh, good, stay. Yes. Oops. Oh, good boy. Were you eating grass?
No. What are you
Were
talking
eating
about?
grass? Can you lay down? Oh, yes, stay.
Yes.
There's a piece on the ground. Oh, good sit. Yes.
She's hungry.
Yeah.
You should have ate your breakfast.
Yeah.
Why didn't you eat your breakfast? Yeah. All right, let's cut this last post in. You see that? There's like no teeth left.
You want to just go over?
I can't.
It's amazing that something so small is so heavy. It's the best fit yet.
Got it all tacked up at the top and bottom, and now the hard part is I got to manipulate this panel on the side of the shipping container to kind of be pushed back about the level that it is there. The other side was pretty simple, but this side for some reason is becoming a problem. So I'm going to get a couple C-clamps and see if I can suck this back. This steel post won't move, so it's welded now. I can try to manipulate that panel, but and then I just got to try to run a bead up this whole side. I probably don't have to do that, but I just want it to be as strong as I possibly can get it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So I'll clamp that down, and then I'll see if I can weld a little bead on there. get on the ladder.
Here?
Yeah, right there.
How would you do that? Like that?
Well, she's gonna just push it. So I can hook you.
How's that?
More. A lot more.
More?
Yeah, so just push.
You can't.
That's good as it gets. Alright. Don't let go yet.
What?
Don't let go yet. Okay. All right, so that worked out pretty well. I had time to use that C-clamp and just kind of push on it to try to push this panel to the inside of this post just a little bit, and it worked really good. Just put a couple tacks in it. I think we have one more spot way up here that I want to try to push in so I can get like a nice good reveal for where this post sticks out past this panel. But the hard part's going to be welding this. I had found out from the last time that we did it that it's really difficult to weld that really thick steel post to a really thin gauge metal like this side of this shipping container. It's about 1/8 of an inch thick. So this post is about twice as thick as that. So I just have to turn my amperage down just a little bit and really concentrate on trying to pull that post onto the side of this panel. So I'm just gonna play with that, and we'll get this one welded up, and once we do that, we can remove these wooden posts, and then we can cut the rest of this shipping container out.
Well, good morning.
Morning.
So we are inside the barn,
Yeah.
and we are going to start building our first room.
Yeah. So, like we've said many times, the first room we want to build in here is the solar room.
Yeah.
And so then we're at this front part of the barn where that's going to be housed. And basically we cleaned everything up, moved all the furniture we had that was sitting in here out. So the first thing we're gonna do is pop some lines, square some stuff up in here, get our plates mounted down. And this is gonna be something kind of like what we did with the barn, where we're gonna have to do, we can't just build the wall and stand it up. I wanna build this up and have it touch the ceiling and then fill in our studs as we go.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna insulate above this shipping container, not in the shipping container.
We want to maintain as much of the space within
Yeah.
the shipping containers themselves. And so we feel like just putting some insulation bats up on the top, will
yeah.
be more than sufficient.
Yeah.
That will happen later though, because we still have to run electrical
Yeah,
and all
all of our
that
electrical's
stuff.
gonna be run, but, so what our plan is today is just to get all 4 of these walls up. We're gonna have a door right here. You guys are gonna see us build that. It's not bearing at all, so it doesn't need to have like an elaborate header or anything like that. Just a rough opening for a door to be put in. And then we're gonna insulate all 4 walls are gonna get insulated. So we gotta make sure that we have enough room for that. But let's just get rolling.
Yeah. Where am I going to though?
Just pull it through. Just...
Okay. Exciting times.
I say.
All right, so we got all 4 of our bottom plates cut and just set in place. And the first thing we're gonna do is gonna screw this first board out here where we popped that red line. We'll go ahead and screw it to the red line, and then we'll set our other plates on there. Then we're gonna put our layout on here. Like we said, we wanna have a door here, so we'll do that. But then more importantly, we're gonna have our top plates, we're gonna cut them exactly the same size, set them on here, and then we'll trace our layouts from these boards onto those boards. Then when we pick them up, we know exactly where to place our studs, and there's no guesswork or anything like that. So let's just start with screwing all these plates down. Broke it. All right, my third screw I put in, I actually broke the head of the screw off, so I'm gonna pre-drill these. This marine plywood that they use for these shipping containers is super, super dense stuff. All right, so now that we got our plate screwed down, we're gonna go ahead and lay this out. So we're gonna want a 30-inch door right here in the center. And what we're gonna do is come over 3.5 inches so that we can get a nice piece of trim right here. And so this is gonna be our edge of our door, and we're gonna do a cripple and a king stud. Then we're gonna come through, we're gonna line up where we want this door. That needs a rough opening of 31 inches. So you have a 1/2 inch of play on both sides to fit your door. Okay, and then we're gonna have the same thing, 2 studs over here, 1 king and 1 cripple. So that's kind of our door. The rest of this is all pretty straightforward. We're gonna have, you know, whatever this space is right here, we're gonna wanna have a 16 center spacing of our 2x4s, and we kind of want to play it out to where this is going to be a full sheet of whatever material we're going to use. All right, so here is where our main power is going to be coming, actually going to the house and coming in from our solar array. So I want to make sure that I don't place a stud right here, because I want to have our panel box that we're going to put in, that we're going to feed all that stuff to, right in the center of this. So I'm just trying to center the 2x4s in this cavity right here. So that's the layout we're gonna go with this one, and we'll just mirror it on the other side. Looks like 91. All right, so because of this beam that's up here at the top, this beam right here, it's gonna be, this top plate's gonna be different than the bottom plate. It's gonna be shorter. So we cut this to fit in between the 2 beams at the top. And so we wanted to just drop this down and transfer the layout of this bottom board to the top one, but because they're different sizes, I'm worried about keeping this doorway plumb. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna measure both ends, get this board mounted to the ceiling with these 2 boards holding them up, and then I'll have to level each one of the studs and the doorway to make sure that those are all plumb. The rest of them should work the way we thought. But this first one is gonna have to be just a little bit different. So I'm gonna go cut a couple studs and then I'll be back. Let's go ahead and grab your.
Should I go one more? Where's it going? You didn't quite tell me that.
It's going.
All the way?
No. It's gonna. I would go back towards me, or that way is fine too. But back towards me, then you can push it. We can push it with a hammer.
Is that good for now?
Yep.
Tight?
It's too tight.
Too tight?
Yeah, it's way too tight. I don't know if I can get it to go. Right here. Nope.
Okay.
I need to know how tight it is.
Oh,
Alright, I'm taking the blade off. Alright, let go.
let go? Okay. Okay.
I guess we should have tried to fit it first.
There you go.
Look, follow me.
I'm holding my best. And it's right where it needs to be.
I do not know that.
My arms are burning.
My arms are burning.
There's like a big black hair stuck to the wall right here. It's really gross.
It is gross. Alright, keep your hand on the supporter here. Let me throw a screw in here.
Okay. There's a lot of hair in here. Gross. What were they carrying in this cargo container?
Fried people, who knows?
Goodness.
It was a honey.
She was a honey.
Pink toenails.
Hands all dirty with the money.
Who picked out this lumber?
You did.
All right, we're picking a couple of king studs here, which go next to the door. And they're basically just the straightest boards that we could find. So we need 2 for the door, but we also need 1 to cut so that we can transfer the marks from the bottom plate to the top plate. So we'll cut this board a little bit long, we'll have it sit on the floor, we'll push it up against our bottom plate, and then we'll mark our top. Tanya will line up the board on the bottom, I'll get on the ladder and mark the top, and that's how we're gonna transfer our layout from the bottom board to the top board. Once we have all the layout all the way around, then we can individually measure each stud and then go cut it, throw it in. So it should go pretty smooth now that we have all the frame up. So let me cut this board and we'll get started.
Is it like close enough kind of a thing?
I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but
Okay.
you kind of want it to be.
I'm trying. I think that's perfect.
All right, good enough. Okay, and then the X is towards you, right?
Whoopsies. Yeah, the X is towards me.
Yeah,
This
you're
way.
just transferring the lines.
Got it.
I just need to know what time. Okay, now let's do this one. Where's that one? Right there.
I need
And then the X.
X is towards me.
Okay. Okay, so we got all of our marks transferred, so everything's ready to go. I have measurements written down, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mass produce all these studs. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut, starting over here, 103, and then I'll just work my way around. It's a little bit different, each one's like a 16th or an 8th difference, depending on if there's a big dent or something like that in the container, but for the most part, they're all about 103 inches. So I'm just gonna mass produce them. There's 17 I gotta cut. So I will cut all those, lay them in place, and then we'll just slowly start framing it out.
What you doing?
So I'm marking the king stud. So there's gonna be a cripple stud here. And the K will be on actually on this side.
Okay.
Then I do the same thing over here. And you always pick out a super nice straight one for your king stud. That way your door jamb is nice and plumb.
Nice.
So here's our cripples for our door, and we set those to 82 inches to the top. We're going to cut this board in the doorway off after we're done framing, but we'll just go ahead and screw these on, and then we're just going to put a 2x4 sideways for the header. It doesn't need to be a load-bearing header. Then we'll screw in some uprights to keep our layout. We're going to insulate this wall, and then we'll be done.
So we are gonna attempt to use this 2x4. I don't think it's gonna really even show how badly warped it is on camera, but let me go to the other side. Like Levi has it nice and tight right there, and then just as we work up, it just is so twisted. It's the last 2x4 that we have, and we're gonna try and make it work.
We gotta make it work. Let's throw a couple screws in at the bottom so we can lock it in. Pre-drill now, right? That's a screw down there. I'm just worried that if we start moving this, it's gonna move this other
The king stud.
king stud. I'm just gonna throw some extra screws in it just to help it. Oh boy, I probably should do the same thing up there.
What do you mean? You're not gonna be able to get it out though. I think you're gonna have to clamp it from the other side around to that side.
Yeah, that's the problem. So I need to switch this around.
Oh, so that it's.
So that I can clamp it all the way down.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, this board is it's like so dense. I'm afraid I'm gonna crack it, so I'm gonna pre-drill it. Okay. Start here at the bottom.
Boy.
Pull a screw right here.
What you doing?
definitely talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's take them out and see.
Come over to this side. That's pretty impressive.
Power of the seat clean.
And lots of screws.
Lots of screws. It's a little bit twisted. I mean, it's just a rough opening, so there will be room to shim.
Yeah.
So we'll screw this together and then do. A couple extra studs and we're ready. Okay. Next one. Using scrap on this side of the
Yeah.
room, yeah.
This piece of 2x4 was in our bonfire pile.
Only thing we gotta do is bust that screw out. All right, first room in the shipping container barn is framed up. So now we need to run up, get some drywall, get some insulation, and see if we can get this ready for our solar.